So for me in my life, I've always tried to think about more of the long term rather than like the short, immediate term, because I realize how annoying it is to go and chase something just for it to end, and like it's just a temporary thing. It's like quick relationships or like casual relationships where, it's just that never really made sense to me, because I always wanted to build something that was more long lasting. Like, why invest all of my time and energy into something that isn't going to last? I don't know. That's just the way that I thought. I've, in a lot of ways, just wanted something and to only work towards things that would last long term. And especially like in the earlier days, a big thing was success for me. It was like making a lot of money, getting in the right shape, and just setting myself up for the future so that the rest of my life could be easy. That seemed like the right thing to go after of okay, I'm going to stop engaging in this instant gratification stuff. I'm going to stop doing all of these drugs and hanging around and spending so much time with people who aren't really helping me to advance. I'm going to stop playing video games, which, take a lot of time and energy and stop me from growing. And I'm going to take this hit right now to what feels good right now so that later in the future, I can enjoy things and I can build something that lasts long term. But now that I'm starting to think even more long term, like even like further into the future, I realize, and I've realized this like long before, but it's something I guess I just didn't really want to address. Like, a lot of the things that we build and a lot of the things that we do, like, they're just not going to last. I mean, you think of someone who, was born 10,000 years ago, like, what impact or what significance do they have in today's world now? Like, maybe you may make the argument of, okay, I mean, you could make some sort of argument, but the point is, like, a lot of the things that you're chasing now, they just won't last and they won't really matter to you long term. Like, a lot of the things, even that seem very significant right now, in the grand scheme of things, as like time keeps passing on without us, it's not really going to matter. And it kind of hurt. It was like a hit to my beliefs and my ego and whatnot, because I realized the things that I was chasing right now, which is like success and becoming more powerful and setting myself up for the future, in the grand scheme of things, it won't really matter that much. At least I don't think. And it's tough to come to terms with that. And, I think religion definitely tries to answer this with, just follow God, worship him, and get closer to him and all this stuff. And it's a nice solution, but at the same time, I think that just kind of sitting there and not doing anything with your life and just, worshiping God, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It just didn't really seem like the best solution either. And neither is like nihilism, where you just like say, okay, well, life is meaningless and, there's no purpose. I might as well just like die and kill myself. It's like, I don't think that's the right solution either. I guess it's just hard to come to the realization that a lot of the things that I'm doing right now, like even recording this video or doing things like working out or, trying to build my business up so I can become more successful. Yes, it may have an impact on me later on in life, and, in my 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, I'll be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. But after that time comes, as I keep aging, which I cannot stop, like time will just continue to go on no matter what I do. Eventually that stuff is going to go away. Eventually I'm going to die. Eventually the people who I love and care about are going to die. And, life will go on. Time will continue to pass. It's kind of made me think, like, what should I really be chasing on right now? Like, what should I really be working towards right now? I definitely have found a lot of solution in religion, and I do practice, some of those things. I'm maybe not as deep into it as I could be, but I don't know. I've just been trying to find a solution of something that will last longer, something beyond me, something that has more meaning. Because I definitely know engaging in these instant gratification things that I know are very short term and, may feel good right now, but like long term, it really doesn't matter. And it's really not going to have a good effect on my life or that of others or for others. I've been trying to chase and work on something that has more meaning, that has more purpose, that'll last longer and maybe have an impact on people other than myself and, in future generations, whatever that might be. Because I think everybody has this, or I think a lot of people may come to this dilemma where they realize that life is short and the impact that they have right now or the ability that they have to make an impact will not last forever. So like, if you want to have an impact, you kind of got to do something right now. And I guess my desire to do this as well comes from a lot of the leaders and like the people who have helped me in life. Like, I feel very indebted and I respect the things that they do because they've helped me advance a lot in life by doing something that was kind of selfless, that helped other people and, has made a good impact on whatever. And I kind of want to be like that. I want to be that for somebody else, because I know, at least from what I've heard from a lot of people who reach a certain level of success, is that it's not just about you. At a certain point, once your needs are met, like, it really doesn't matter how much more money you make. It really doesn't matter how much more success that you have with, the opposite gender, or it really doesn't matter, all these things. Like, you're going to want to help others. You're going to want to make an impact on other people's life. And rather than just like work on something that is very self-centered and selfish right now, I'd rather just advance to that next phase and be like, okay, how can I do something that helps me but also helps other people, and like focus on that more. I guess that's the best thing that I can do that might have the best impact, especially like thinking of second order consequences. Like, if I help somebody today, maybe someone, or if I help somebody else and then that ends up having an effect on their lives, and then as a second order consequence they end up helping somebody else, maybe that's a small way in that I can have more leverage to, I don't know, help or just do something more meaningful in my life. I think a lot of people in the success culture, they don't really talk about like meaning or purpose or really the importance of it. They're just like chasing these numbers, and that's fine. But ultimately, like, the numbers and all that stuff, it's not going to matter once you're dead. The only thing that I think really matters is like the meaning behind the numbers, or the meaning behind the things that you did and like the impacts that you made. At least that's the way that I see it in my own life. Like, I definitely do want to become a rich and wealthy person, but I don't want to do it if it means fucking over a whole bunch of other people. I only want to really do it if that means helping other people, and then as a result I end up getting, a reward for that. I don't really want to become that guy who has a lot of muscle and is very attractive to other women and just I mean, it's just like my opinion or the way that I think, but I don't want to become that guy who's just like sleeping around with a whole bunch of women and creating like these problems, not only for those women, but for other guys who end up like wanting to date them potentially. I want to be that guy who just like invest in a long-term relationship so I'm not causing all of those other problems. Sure, in the long term, it may not really matter whether I do things for the short term and try to engage in instant gratification and just have that be my life versus delaying gratification and trying to, you know, get better rewards long term. It really probably doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But I feel like getting closer to doing something that lasts longer, doing something that is delayed, that has a bigger and better impact long term. That's just kind of the way that I want to live. Even though I may not have the biggest impact, even though I may not be that significant in the grand scheme of things, I at least want to do the best that I can with what I have right now, because again, that's just the way that I want to live. I think it gives my life the most meaning that it could. But yeah, that's just kind of the way that I'm thinking. If you got some insight or some value from this video, leave a like, subscribe. Peace out. Love.